Hello, everyone. Just making sure if you can hear me, can you type hi or type hashtag live? And those who are watching it on replay, type hashtag replay. Just want to make sure that there are no sound glitches. So if you can hear me, just type hashtag live or say hi. There are a couple of people already watching this, so if you can hear my voice, just say hi or type hashtag live. Well, this is a new series, and we are back with another amazing coach who has achieved massive success, and I am really inspired by what they are doing. I have attended a couple of their online classes. I've been part of their community, so I'm really excited to have them here today. So in few seconds, I'll just have them join the stream. Just making sure if you can hear me and you can watch this, then do type hashtag live or say, type hi. We did the first episode of this series, and the response that I got from that was really amazing. I want to thank this community for that, and I am really hoping that uh, today we'll be having you over here, and we can have an opportunity to get to know and meet another awesome coach, business mentor. So, without wasting more time, let me just uh, add them to our stream and let's welcome. Hey, Jennifer, can you
Hello,
hear me?
hello. I can hear you. And I was just looking, it says that
Thank
the
you.
video is now live, but it's not wasn't coming through on my phone yet. But
Can you watch it live?
it says
I
that
have a few people watching this.
awesome,
Not
perfect.
sure. Yeah.
Great.
So yeah, thank you so much. Well, Jennifer is an amazing business mentor, intuitive business mentor, and I mean, I think we got connected last year, somewhere back in September or October. You're also a member of an amazing networking group. I think that's where we met first time, and I think she's one of those amazing business professionals. When you got to interact with them, you always learn a lot from her. So, well, thank you so much for agreeing to participate in this. I'm really excited for our conversation today. So, can you tell us something about yourself?
Sure. So some people might not be familiar with the term intuitive business mentor. And so my genius is tuning into the energy of ideas, people, places, and situations, and teaching entrepreneurs how to trust in their own intuition in their life and in their business. So I blend intuition with business strategy. I've been playing with in the spiritual world and with intuition and learning about how to develop my intuition since 2010. I have a background in marketing, worked in the corporate world, started my own business in 2008, and then wasn't very happy in my business. So I gave myself permission to discover what made my heart sing. And it took me into the spiritual realm. And I've been playing here ever since. It's a lot of fun.
Wow, that's awesome. So, when was that moment when you know that it's time for you to, I mean, leave the corporate world and explore something new that you were experiencing at that time? So, I mean, what was that journey like?
So I left, I stopped working. I'm just outside of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And I was working downtown Toronto. I live in the suburbs. So when I had kids, I stopped working downtown corporate and then started working in some different organizations closer to my community. And then after I had my second son, I actually never wanted to be an entrepreneur, to be quite honest, because my family had their own business. And I saw my parents leaving at 7 in the morning, coming home 11 at night. And it's like, I don't want to live like that. I don't want to work like that. I want to spend more time with my family. And so when I had kids, I was working part time for a bit, and then that business shut down. And there was an opportunity for me to be a part of a program that would help me with getting started in my own business and give me support of a coach, training in different areas, and how to create the business structure, which was a beautiful complement to my business degree that I already had in my experience. But there were some areas that I wasn't familiar with because it was just not within my scope. So I had started my business in 2008 called Live Healthy. My intention was to inspire people about how to be proactive about their wellness. And I started my business with a video podcast that I co-host and co-produced for over 50 episodes. So that's 2008, before podcasting was cool. And something that's funny is, as I was doing my research for that, I was talking to somebody who already had an existing podcast. And he said, mark my words, people are going to start to stream all this YouTube stuff on their televisions. And I said, no way, that's not going to happen. And look where we are. It's such an important part of how we connect and learn from people all around the world. But then I came to a place where I wasn't really happy in my business. I didn't believe in myself. And so I had to give myself permission to discover what made my heart sing. And it was in that art of surrendering that I came to discover in meditation, crystals, dowsing with a pendulum, to start to understand some intuitive insights and how the universe can speak to us. And that's where things started to really take off in a new direction.
Wow, that's really inspiring and amazing. And I really agree. I think this is something which is really amazing about us humans, that we kind of adapt to the new situation and what's happening around us. I mean, especially talk about what happened, what the world has gone through last year with the pandemic and everything, how things have shifted. And I mean, even just a year before, nobody was expecting anything like that. And none of the business plans or business strategies had anything like that cater to that. So it was all about you just being in that moment, learning and realizing that this is the new reality and you need to start adapting and start accepting what it is and taking action based on that. So can you take us through that phase when, I mean, I understand you started your journey and you were kind of in a way where things seem to be going with the flow, but then this pandemic happened and things kind of changed. So
In this, yeah, for me in this last year, it's been about trusting my intuition even more and guiding my clients to also trust their intuition even more. Um, I would stall a lot. Like I get an inspiration. It's just like, oh my gosh, do I do this? Do I not do this? Is this really the right timing? Is it really the right thing? Am I good enough? And all these stories were coming up. But I had to just follow through and listen to my intuition. And since 2016, I've done about 16 launches. And of those
wow,
16, 9 of them have been since July.
since last
So
year.
just since last July. So not
Wow,
even in 12 months, I've done 9 launches. And I've just
wow,
listened to my intuition. Yes, let's do it. And then I've had more luck and more success with the timing, the connections, the synchronicities. I've had more of that since July, in the middle of this pandemic, than I did all of my other previous launches. I've helped so many dozens of entrepreneurs in this one particular program that's been really transformational for me and for my clients as well, and believing in themselves and in recognizing how much of what stops us it's just a story. It's just energy, it's subconscious beliefs and patterns. And this is something that you specialize in too. And I'm sure you must work with your clients through a lot as well, eh? Right? Ready, deal?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And so it's just fascinating, all these stories that hold us back. And when you can just let go of those stories, it's like, all right, I'm getting this nudge right now for this reason, for a reason, and trusting in that timing of it and having the courage to move forward and see what happens and not judging yourself, not judging the results, just like, okay, let's do it. Let's just do it and see what happens.
yeah.
Right?
I think here's some excellent tips for somebody who is really not very tuned to feeling what their intuition is. I think it's like you said, it's not judging and actually going with the flow. That accepting. I mean, how would you articulate that? I mean, if somebody is new, I mean, I understand the judgment part, but when you are feeling those signs, how can somebody understand that this is something which could be big and you need to be focusing on that?
I I know that I pretty much every person I've ever talked to has
Mhm.
received some sort of intuitive nudge. Everyone has always said, "Oh, I knew I should have done that." But they just didn't trust it. They go back to that old thinking. So what would happen if you did trust it? If you said, "Okay, well hold on a second," rather than just dismissing that, what if we did look at that? What could that look like? Could that work? How could we bring that to life? How could we bring it forward? And playing with that and playing with this idea of possibility. We spend so much more time in our fears and in our doubts than in what can really be
Yeah,
possible for us. And if we
yeah,
just shift things just that 51% over to believing in ourselves more, that's when the magic happens.
exactly. It's just that believing in yourself, and I think something that you said, when we get rid of that judgment that we put, I think that's when we allow ourselves. And one thing you said, I mean, giving yourself the permission to do that. So I think that is something, even, I mean, not just with my clients, I think this is something that I have experienced. I mean, doing this video, this was something that I think it took me 5 or 6 months to just get ready to start doing that, because I had all sort of judgments and labels attached to it. And at the end of it, it was me getting to a point where I was like, who cares about
Yes.
the judgment and everything? And it's more about it feels right. And I feel like, I mean, this is something that I need, because I wanted myself and what I do, I wanted it to be seen by others, or especially my ideal clients. And
Yes.
I think that actually helped me to start doing it.
Absolutely. Because then people get to see, like, who is this Adil? Like, we see your posts, who is this person, and get to know your personality, see your curiosity, see your expertise just from the questions and the way you interact with your guests. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes. And then it's a reflection of who you are with who you associate with. Yeah, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh my gosh, I want to be part of Adil's circle. He's connecting with amazing people. I want to be part of that." Because that is such a huge part of our own evolution as well, right? If we're stuck with a group of people who are limited in their mindset and are like, "Oh no, you don't want to try that. That's going to be too hard." Then it's going to be even harder for you to flourish. But when you connect in and work with an amazing mentor, coach, surround yourself in a group where you are with other people who are making changes, who are wanting to make a difference, who are wanting to be a better person. That is when you really are immersing your energy and you get lifted up seeing other people's brave steps. So, applauding you on this brave step and for sharing your journey behind the brave step, too. And then wanting to be around others who are doing that. It's like, yes, I need to be around more of these people. And I'm having more and more conversations with people who are just like, oh, come on, we need to surround ourselves with amazing, adventurous, brave souls. And that's the only way we grow. We're either growing or we're dying. And I don't want to be like going backwards. I want to be expanding.
Yeah, yeah, and it's true. I mean, most of the time, these thoughts that stops us. I mean, all the time, whenever I've gone past them and have taken the action, I've seen, it was never like what I was thinking about. Just take this as example. This is a new series that I started where I'm inviting coaches, but there is another series where I invite experts who are providing services to coaches. But not a single time I've received any objection. People were so kind, so supportive. They wanted to join and support that initiative. So it always was like, like you said, you keep attracting those who are like you and who wants to be in your circle, and that's how it has shaped. So yeah, it's amazing.
Well, it's like we're always presented with a choice. We have our
Yeah,
comfort zone, but then we bump up against the edge of that comfort zone. And when we do, then we have these self sabotaging patterns that come up. Oh, it's
yeah,
going to be too hard. Why don't you just take a nap? Or, you get distracted on social media rather than doing the thing that you need to do. Or, oh, well, yeah, I got to go take care of the laundry. I need to go clean the kitchen floor, do everything but what it is that you said. You've got the clarity. I need to do this in order to bring that forward. And then you have it at the bottom of your list. So you never get to it in the day. And that's a self sabotaging pattern that your subconscious mind has in place to keep you where you are. And until you get into that space where you're feeling good, you release those blocks and then create that action. Just as you said, that action, you hear it, but when you're feeling good and your energy is elevated and you've released that stories, it's like quieting it down. And then taking action is like, see, subconscious mind, we're creating new neural pathways here. What you're yabbering about, all that distraction, it's not necessary and it's not true. So you get evidence of a new possibility. And that's when things get really exciting, because then you get braver and braver and braver and closer and closer and closer to what you really want to share with the world. And that's why we're all here. We're all here to help others, shine their light brighter, create the momentum and the ripple effect of goodness in the world. That's what lights my heart up, is when I see others really stepping into their truth, their purpose of what they're here to do, and not being afraid of what other people think, because that also inspires others to be brave too. So thank you,
yeah,
Adil, for
and
being so brave.
yeah, thank you. And I think this relates a lot. And not just that, I remember I attended, I think it was your webinar or a quick, I think it was a masterclass or a webinar that you did on the shame that is associated with selling. And I
Mm-hmm.
think there was this chunk that really resonated with me, which is more about how you can create more possibilities and working on how we have these assumptions that forms those shame that stops us from taking action and all that. So I have I have taken your classes and I've seen the value that you provide. And you mentioned that you've done 9 launches. In not since July last year. So is there anything coming up? How anyone who wants to learn from you or get to know more about the programs that you offer, is there anything coming up?
Yes, thanks for asking. So this is going to be the seventh. So my 10th launch now since July. The seventh launch is going to be Ready to Be Seen. So this is going to be my seventh group going through, and this is a program for entrepreneurs who want to put themselves out there more. They feel like they've been hiding in their business. They've been hiding behind those excuses of all of these crazy things of why they can't do something. And the Ready to Be Seen program is only over 3 weeks. It's really intense. We do 6 deep dive energy clearings, and then you take action. So, what is an energy clearing? Well, our thoughts, our physical bodies, our engagements with other people, it's all energy, right? You go into a room and you can feel if there's been a fight or if there's something wonderful going on. When we have interactions with people from the past and even going into other lifetimes, if we had a bad experience, like it could be, your teacher told you, oh, you know, you have a horrible voice. You really shouldn't be talking. Like, please don't do anything with professional speaking. Don't. I don't want to hear you. It just then you're going to shut down your voice, and then it prevents you from sharing what you do. You need to be able to release that energy around not good enough, or perhaps from your parents and from their parents and their parents. They pass down all these stories around money and how hard you have to work, and how you don't want to really go out there and be an entrepreneur. You want to get a job and just be safe and secure. It's just so much easier that way. If that's what's being programmed into you, and you are an entrepreneur and you want to put yourself out there in a big way, you need to be able to let go of those money worries so you can really charge your worth and feel confident in having sales conversations. So we release. And what I mean by releasing is, if anybody's experienced Reiki, or even therapeutic touch, it's a type of healing modality where I guide you through my voice with sound and invite you to visualize letting go of these different patterns that are programmed into your subconscious mind from the past, so that you can create space. So if you can imagine, like your mind, your brain is like a computer program going on, and you can like erase and create more space, defragment your mind a bit, and then you want to put a new program in there for what can be possible. And you do that by taking action in your business. Well, that's what we do in the Ready to Be Seen program. So 6 deep dive energy clearing sessions, plus you being in action in an area for your business that makes sense for you. So it's not that I'm telling you have to do this. No, you make a choice with being in action in something that you need to do, but you've been hesitating on or procrastinating on. You get to tell and prove to your subconscious mind that, you know what, it's not really so bad. Just like it wasn't so bad for Lyall launching this wonderful interview series. And we
Yeah.
begin.
And
Yes.
can you share when is it happening?
Yes, thank you. So it begins on Monday, this coming Monday, March 22nd, and it's for 3 weeks, so March 22nd to April 8th, and it's at 9:30 to 10:30, so an hour each morning on Mondays and Thursdays, and that's just for 3 weeks, and that's Toronto time, New York time.
Okay. And this is the live that is happening uh, in that group that you will be forming for this.
Yeah, so there's a private Facebook group. We'll be doing the sessions live. You'll receive the recordings as well, so you can keep listening to them over and over again. And actually, the people who listen to the recordings over and over in between, those are the people who got the most out of the program. It's been such incredible results. Like from the last group, one of the participants, she got more done in those 3 weeks than she did in the last 5 years. Other participants have just been feeling like they finally have the clarity and the courage to move forward in their programs and in their offerings. It's just phenomenal to see people have the confidence and the clarity and be ready to be seen in the world, sharing their gifts so brilliantly.
Yeah. I think it's always the first step. I mean, one of the prerequisites that I have for working with my clients is to have these sort of roadblocks removed. And I think a program like this is certainly going to help them, where they get the clarity and they have all those limiting beliefs and mindset limitations and everything worked out. I think I have seen transformation where when people are at a position where they are feeling empowered and feeling like they are in their present, having those roadblocks removed, they've always taken massive action. And these were the clients that have helped me achieve massive results for them. So I've seen how this has benefited. So I'll be sharing a link. Here's a link. I'll be posting this link on the Facebook thread where we are having this live. But at the same time, I think there are a few announcements. Jennifer, you said there is a coupon code too that you are offering to our
Yes,
audience
yes.
only.
Yeah, just to your audience. So if you'd like to join us, there is a special coupon code. So if you message Adil, and he will give you the coupon code. And so the early bird rate expired at the beginning of the week, but for Adil's audience only, if you use a special code that he provides you, you'll be able to register at that early bird rate, which is $200 off. So it'll be $597, or if you did the payment plan, it'd be 2 payments of $320. So it will be, and it's never going to be offered at this price again. It's so popular, and I have a following for this. I have participants who've actually done it again. They love the program so much. They know that they get like a little turbo boost. So they did it in the beginning, and then they're like, okay, I need another boost, Jennifer. Let's do it again. And they come through again to get that extra jump in their business. They notice a huge shift. It's really exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is something. This is not like, I mean, this is not once in a lifetime thing that you do it and you get done with it. I mean, I've always experienced, especially in my last 10 years journey, that every time you remove certain roadblocks, you grow. And when you grow, you face new challenges and new roadblocks. And there are always situations when you need help like these, so that you are ready to take on those challenges and grow again. So if you are on a path to have a continuous growing journey, I think you need things like these. And yeah, I've read those testimonials, and it's amazing how what your audience is talking about it.
And you know one of the participants too. Yeah, she's from our group. It's
Yeah,
been amazing seeing how she's shifted. And now
yeah,
she was starting to have conversations to work with you too. So it's perfect. It's the exact, get cleared and then ready to dive in to work with you.
yeah. That's true. So well, thank you so much. I know you have some I mean, family commitments too. Or let me give a shout out. I think it's your son's birthday, so happy birthday
It
to
is.
him.
It is. It
Yeah,
is. That's so sweet.
yeah.
Thank you so
So
much.
thank
Yes, we'll be
so
getting
yeah, thank
ready for dinner soon.
so yeah, thank you so much for taking this time out. I understand that you had to squeeze this within a busy day. So thank you so much, and I really wanna say to my audience that do join, and if you can please share your group link as well in the thread on Facebook Live, so that people who are watching, they can explore and join your group as well. And
Thank you.
I think I'll be sharing the link of this program so that you can find more details about this over there. And if you're interested, do reach out to me for the coupon code. It's available only till tomorrow. That is Friday. Is it Friday midnight till
Yes,
midnight?
Toronto time.
Yeah,
Yes, Friday minute Toronto
yeah.
time.
So yeah, that's for Toronto time or Eastern time in United States.
Yes. Awesome. Well, thank you
So
so very much. It's
yeah.
been so lovely. I appreciate this opportunity. And I just love having wonderful deep dive conversations like this with amazing people like you. Thank you for all that you're doing in the world, Adil. I really appreciate you.
Yeah, it's an honor to have experts like you join over here and learn from them and having these conversations. So thank you so much. And thank you for our audience. We'll be back next week with another amazing coach. So till then, have a nice evening. Bye.